I mean, people couldn't live with their chicken wings or their pork ribs, or, I mean, any of those things today. Imagine living in a clean, healthy environment. No drugs, no liquor, no drinking. Could you imagine that? What a world would be, instead of pushing all these other perverted, twisted ideas on people. In Alaska, the Native people are not allowed to drink. I mean, some of the Native people believe it's the right thing because Native people can't deal with liquor. But is that the right to take it away from them? Many people can't deal with liquor, so it should be taken away from everybody. What's good for the gander is good for the goose, however you say it. We don't live within that, which is pretty pathetic. Living in bliss, the only way you can is when you let go of the body. And I always felt this, and I don't think there's too many people out there who will feel or even understand where I'm coming from, but I'll say it. I always felt the human body was disgusting. Sure, I prefer the looks of a female body over a male body, but by the idea of what a body does is disgusting. Just going to the bathroom, growing up, all those things are gross in my world. I watch people drink and throw up. It just was the most gross thing there is. Other than cutting their heads off and things like that, which I saw in things and stuff, I said that's a different kind of thing. But to voluntarily do these things, and then what happens to the body when it gets sick, it's gross. The body's a sick thing because we made it that way. In Egypt, they were much healthier for a lot of reasons. But then again, they were not aware. They wanted to be aware. They were trying to become aware. If you look anything about the pyramids and all, and the tombs and all this stuff, what they were trying to do, they were given half truths. But look at who their God was. Not even Hindu, but their gods. They had multiple gods. Every time frame. The first religion, which I tell people when they're ignorant, was the Hindu religion, and they had many gods that they called gods. And to tell you the truth, they're real. I worked with two of them. They're as real as anything you could ever imagine. Probably more real than this reality. But they're not God. They're workers of God. I call them the little gods. The ones that are appointed by God to take over certain missions down here. You should think God wants to come into a pathetic world like this? Why do people think they're so good and so perfect and everything? Because they pray? Trying to tell God what to do in the first place? We have become a sick race, sick belief, sick ideas, and accept it. Jesus said if the laws aren't right, change them. Otherwise, you're going to have to live by them, which is what we are in that space. And people aren't willing. The union was created by people willing to go against the whole system and sacrificing their lives. How many people are willing to do that? Let's not say Muslims or people that are willing to give their lives up because they're going to go to heaven and all those stories around that. But in reality, it's all programmed ideas that make people do these horrible things or accept them. So when is mankind going to wake up? When the alien race comes down and say, okay, now we're going to make you do this. Really? Well, they don't need 7 billion people. They're not going to come down until they get the situation underhand the way they need it to be. If they're going to live here, they're going to need space, and it's going to have to be radioactive. Aliens, grays can live underground. They can't live above ground. A full gray. I mean, a clone gray and stuff, who knows how much. I don't deal with too many like that, but a real gray has to live underground. And they don't eat like we do. They don't eat through their mouths. So reptilians are a lot different. Yeah, they could eat through their mouth. They could have sex the same way as humans do and all that kind of stuff. So that's a little different. I did a TV show with a woman that said sex with a reptilian was so much better than a human. I mean, you can get the stories. They'll get better and better as you listen to them. But what do you want out of life? And I say what's more important what you want out of life is what do you want out of death? You're going to die, period. No matter who you sing to, play to, who you eat with, no matter what you eat, no matter what you do, you're going to die. and you're not going to live past 125 years old. Period. On top of that, the longer you live, the more people you see die around you. Is that what you want? Fine. The more you live, the less your body's going to be in the shape that you want it to be. Or you can play, run and jump and do things. But for me, my hair's falling out, teeth go out, and all these different things happen to you. And you want to stay here for what reason? To live longer. Somebody asked me how long before the aliens show up. It's a matter of what we do. They're not ready to come here. I mean, they're telling us they're here. They're telling us they're watching us. But we're too ignorant to do anything either way. They know if they come down, we'll try to kill them. You think they're not that smart? Or Tesla was already working on weapons to fight them. And I know the government found ways to kill reptilians and grays. It's easier to kill a gray than a reptilian. But again, do they want to come down and battle us? No, they'd rather just destroy the planet and then come down. So how fast do they want to destroy it? They want the strong to survive. Because if they're going to come down and take people or use them, they're going to want strong bodies to work with. So just in the animal kingdom, when an animal gets weak, it gets killed. You think humans are any better? Weakened consciousness, you get killed. Weakened abilities, you die. I mean, it's the same thing. You go out there barehanded and take out a buffalo or a lion, go right ahead and try. Think you're so strong, so this, so that. I mean, I work with a guy who was hunting with a bow and arrow. And I said, well, that's better than with a gun. It gives him a slight more chance to survive or get away, but not much. Man to man, hand to hand with an animal is fair, but guess who's going to win? With almost all animals. So mankind had to move forward, and the only way it could is by creating weapons. And sadly, we're using it on each other and destroying the planet. So when we talk about the good aliens, please look into that. Tell me when you find, text me, write me, hawksblood1@AOL.com. Anything you see proven that aliens are good and helped us. We are the worst we have ever been in every level. Drinking, drugs, abuse, sex, you name it. The highest peak of that in the most destructive state. And people want to go and say aliens are helping us. Well, you know, if it was really good aliens, we would change. And here's the reason why it's not happening. Any spiritual person, even at the slightest level of being spiritual, was killed. Go through history. Go to any spiritual name, even Gandhi. All these people. The evil people survive. I don't know if you would consider Notre Dame spiritual or not. I call him an aware being. Aware, it doesn't mean you're spiritual, but aware. So he would have been killed so many times over. Luckily, he had a queen that loved him. So we have different scenarios that keep us alive or help us die or whatever. Your reason for living should be the same reason for dying. To become more aware. To find the truth. To live within the truth. To know the truth. See, when people talk to me, well, and I wrote this just yesterday and the day before. When people tell you their story, and they'll say, well, they always throw at you, after they tell you what they believe, think, whatever, and they'll say this, and tell me you didn't hear it 1,000 times. Well, nobody knows the truth. You know what that sentence means? It means one thing. They have no clue what the truth is. Or they wouldn't say that. So they never had the experience that even helped them understand that. But they'll say that. Well, nobody knows. Because they don't know, nobody else can know. And that's a sick way of thinking about life, which most people do. Sorry to say it. Now, TJ and I, we don't agree on everything. We look at things a little different. But she's an aware person. I mean, she has to deal with her things. I have to deal with mine. We're still here. When we finish that, we're gone. Period. It's not a matter of like, well, I got a lot more duty here. No, it's only your soul that you have to become aware of, not anybody else's. You cannot help anybody else. Well, if I give them a home, I give them a cigar. You're going to give them a bottle of beer to drink, a joint. What are you going to give them to make them better? Some medicine? Oh, this will solve it. We don't have that here. It's not for us to be here and have that. You know, somebody asked me if I saw any UFOs since the eruption. No, I haven't. All I see is this bright red sky when I look out my house at nighttime. I thought I put it up on mine, but it just looks like flames shooting up on the whole sky. I saw a couple stars for maybe a half hour one night in one little section, and I wasn't willing to go out there and spend the night looking at a section that just disappeared an hour within a half hour anyway. And, you know, I'm not worried about seeing aliens because they're not going to help us. They'll help mankind realize that there's aliens here. And then what's that going to really do? If the world knows there's 10 races here and none of them are really helping us, what's going to go on in their mind? Uh-oh, we're in trouble. Really? Why they abduct people, why all those things happen, why nobody knows it, why nobody admits it, why nobody can say what happened when it happens. It's much more ingrained in everybody. Now, I'm bad with names, and I can't remember his name, but he was one of the people saying, the son of a person that went in a space shuttle. He said, each one of us is going to go to the moon twice. We're going to be taken there. Even though we never went to the moon. He said, we never went to the moon. So here's a real famous person's son saying something like that. Thinking the name. Names are like the worst thing in my book as far as trying to write them down and remember them. But I can say a whole bunch of names. Where are they mentally? Where are they physically? What are they doing? What do they think is going to help us? You can listen to people tell stories for hours. Well, this universe is connected to that universe, and this race is watching over that race. So what? Does it mean anything for us? The only thing would change, there's a meteorite comet, I'm not sure which one. One of them's coming towards us, and it's supposed to hit us in the very near future. Well, if they take that and move it away. I mean, our government already tried sending a bomb to a meteorite to blow it up, which didn't do anything. Realize anything moving in space stays at that speed because there's no friction and anything else to slow it down, unless it hits something, unless it hits another planet, star, shooting star, whatever. And it's amazing that all these meteorites and comets and shooting stars don't hit all the satellites up there. But don't forget, these things are only like the size of a computer. The maximum UFO is only the size of a truck. So if you think you can see a truck from multiple miles away, think again. How big can you see in space something that little? Of course not. And it has bright lights on it? Of course not. It's got enough energy to keeping its computer on and stuff inside it, but that's what the solar cells power charge it. But I think somebody on satellite said only one or two had a really bright light on it for whatever reason. Just for tracking reasons, I guess. But to say I see a UFO versus a satellite, and then the government's going to say, oh, you saw a satellite? Oh, because we got millions of them up there, and that's what you saw. So the lies compound the lies. The truth gets washed away. So psychic abilities are critically important to know them, understand them. We're not all going to have them, or any of them. But if you experience any of them, which I did, it opens your mind even more. Everything I did in my life always helped me see the other side of what people say is not true. And I saw my first alien when I was 12. My first ship, I was 6 years old when it was coming to abduct my brother. And I stopped it. My first deity came to me when I was 6 as well for 5 years.